Like this video, please. Thank you. Like this video. Next up on this agenda, Joseline Hernandez. I'm starting at the bottom, going up. People I don't never talk about, and then going up on the list. But Joseline Hernandez recently shared a little tea about Mona Scott Young, and if you are in my Patreon, I didn't share this tea as well about Mona, about Carlos, and about a whole lot of things. So it's really interesting to hear somebody who was actually there alongside Mona Scott Young on Love and Hip Hop, kind of accuse her of some things. Now, let me see, let me pull it up. Here she is. It is on the Neighborhood Talk, honey. The Neighborhood Talk said, "Oop, y'all know Joseline isn't gonna hold nothing back and will always speak her mind." So Joseline Hernandez weighs in on working with Mona Scott Young, claims she took advantage of her storyline on Love and Hip Hop. Y'all remember the storyline? Stevie J was pretty much pimping out Joseline, and she was like, "Please, Stevie, please I don't want to go back to the strip club, Stevie, no." And then after that, it was revealed that Joseline was like really addicted to the white powder, like the junkie. And so it was interesting because there had been like rumors going around that the set of Love and Hip Hop was filled with drugs and alcohol. Okay, just a lot. So Joseline posted this and said, I don't know what I feel, but I do know that a lot of harm was done to me in those Love and Hip Hop days. I also know that they used me and abused me, and then they thought they could throw me away like I was nothing. Joke is on you. I'm thriving and I'm telling my story. Why? Because I can, and because people need to know the evil ways of this industry. To anyone I mentioned, I can't read that because it's way down there. It said, "You know where to find me, Lauderdale Hope." That's what she said. So hold on, we're gonna listen to what she said. Y'all know the drill. Copyright disclaimer, section 107. Hold on.
A special woman to say the least, and not in a good way. I feel like she take advantage, especially back in 2012. She really took advantage of my story with Stevie. And it was so many times that I called Mona to be like, "Mona, please tell Stevie to stop with me. Tell him to
Tell Stevie to stop. Stevie, I don't want to go back to the strip club, Stevie.
stop harassing me. He's coming over to my house at 3, 4 in the morning. He's bringing in. He's knocking on my door. He's terrorizing me. And y'all know this, but y'all still hire this man for work." And that's just the type of woman she was. And I think that's the type of woman that she's always going to be. There's no in between with her. She doesn't know how to be best or be good to anyone. And she's with she's with but
Oh, not Mona's with the shits now.
I'm with too. And I'm not scared of Mona, and I don't get by the bitch. But
Ooh.
I just knew it was a lot of things that were done under her watch, under her time, on her set, that should have been stopped.
Ooh. So it's on WAYH TV, whatever that is. All these streaming networks is popping up. I cannot keep track. Well, the tea is always spilled in the comment section. So over here in the comment section, the people was reading Joseline down. They was saying, "Child, the same way you doing the girls over there at the cabaret." Is that what you saying that Mona did to you? They say that hurt people hurt people. So, Joseline was hurt on the set when she was an up and coming nobody, just fresh from the strip club. Is now Joseline is going to get other young women from the strip club and treating them like trash the way she was treated, allegedly, allegedly, allegedly. And so the people in the comments saying that, they saying, "No way she's saying this," but talk to them girls anyway on that show. Talk about, she does the same thing to the girls on her show. Talk about, how can you say this and do far worse on Zeus? So look, and then Erica Mena chiming in, talking about no lies told. That's another colorist, but I digress. Okay, but everybody, see, I've never watched Joseline Cabaret, but I can only imagine. But they say she treat them girls the same way, if not worse, over there on Zeus, because at least Love and Hip Hop was on like a major network, and they could only do so much. Okay, you said, but Mona didn't hands on her cast, I don't think. Well, I've heard some things about what was going on that the first season. Now, I don't know about, the seasons after that, but that first season was a mess. And Carlos King was the executive producer over there. That's all I'm gonna say. If you want the real tea, head on over to my Patreon because I talked about that, how Carlos King had left the Real Housewives and why he had left the Real Housewives as an associate producer and ended up at Love and Hip Hop as an executive producer, and then had to go through some changes, and then ended up back on the Housewives, and then was involved in the candy and shit, and then they didn't renew his contract. Y'all, you know what it is. I'm just saying. But that stuff about Mona Scott Young, I've heard from people who participated in that cast that the drugs and alcohol was flowing freely, okay, and it came out of people's mouths who were literally on the set, who were literally filmed there, who were guest hosts. There's a lot of them. In fact, there was one that filmed with Joseline who said that, and ooh, child, let me pull that up. He had said it. Hold on. Y'all remember this? And I know y'all be getting mad at me for pulling up old stuff, but we gotta pull this up because this right here, they said that he had said at the same time Jocelyn was on the Cokiana. He was doing it too, child. They said they was giving it bumps on set. That's what they had said, honey. Look. And can you imagine? Look, I don't even know what the original is because you can't even hear that. That's so old. It's so old and decrepit. Okay, hold on. He was arguing with Jocelyn. Hold on, where is that? He got set up. He had got set up. I can't even find it. It ain't even nowhere on here. Nobody else got it. Let me see if I can find the short. Uh Nope, nobody got it, child. It's old. It's so old. It's so old that don't nobody even have it a clip on here. But yeah, he was arguing. And that's when Jocelyn had called him a cockroach. Okay, and at the end of the day, yeah, because back then, somebody had asked me about how I felt about the pay that they were going to receive to be a host on a Love and Hip Hop special. And I said, child, the cameramen get paid more than you. But, they decided to do it anyway. But, they said they had got some bumps on set. So it made up for it. And can't nobody sue me because they said it, honey. But anyway, I am digressing. So it's really a situation where, like I said, hurt people, things happen on the set. The entertainment industry is evil. Everybody has said it. Jocelyn is just regurgitating what a lot of people already know. And I'm sure the girls that came after her who are on her show are gonna sit down one day and say the same thing about her. Somebody gotta stop it though. At some point, they gotta stop the pattern. You said Jocelyn and Stevie took over one of the reunions. Okay, when they fighting or something? It was just so long ago. I can't even remember. I stopped watching Love and Hip Hop because it came a little bit too unhinged. Okay. But anyway, moving on. Let me know what y'all think about what Jocelyn said about Mona, and is she the new Mona? Okay. And is it hypocritical for her to do interviews exposing Mona when the people are also exposing her? Okay. Let's not forget, Jocelyn said she been clean for a little while now, though. She really just said it. Hold on, Jocelyn Hernandez. Queen. She said, as of January 26th, television personality and former Love and Hip Hop Atlanta star Joseline Hernandez has announced she is 3 years clean from cocaine. Okay, this is what Jocelyn said. She said, 3 years off that nose candy. Here's what she said right here, child. I'll open it up. Jocelyn said 3 years off of that nose candy. She posted this January 13th. 3 years of clear mind, 3 years of solitude. My mind is clear and the body is strong. I thank God every day I didn't lose LOOSE my life to that white girl. Young girls, it's not a game and it's not worth it. Thank you guys also for those silent prayers for your fave. Me, love y'all. Okay. So Jocelyn admitted, child, she was on that booger sugar. I told y'all. Anyway, that's why this stuff is probably coming up. She's sober and she's reflecting on what she's done. Okay, well, changed actions will speak louder than words. So we shall see if she changes her ways and starts treating her staff a little bit better too. All right, moving on. Like this video, please, and thank you. Like this video.